Hello, friends. Welcome back to our channel, where we simplify current affairs, make them exam-ready and super easy to grasp. Today, we're going to discuss the most important current affairs from 1st March to 11th March 2025. This video is specially designed for students preparing for competitive exams. We'll give you exam-like questions, explain the answers, and even share simple mnemonics so you can remember them effortlessly. Friends, here's how it works. After every question, I want you to pause the video, read the question carefully, and think about what the answer could be. Then, we'll provide you with the best and easiest solution. And guess what? All these questions and answers are also available in PDF format. Due to huge demand from students, we've already sold 258 PDF copies. If you want one too, we've provided the contact number in the description. You can buy it directly from us. Our team is fully committed to giving you the best notes and study material. We understand that your time is precious, so every month, we'll update the questions and answers into 2-3 parts, depending on the events. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and don't waste time thinking. Grab the PDF or watch the video to stay updated. Our team promises to deliver clear, crisp, and top-quality material. So, let's begin today's journey with our first question. Question 1 states, India and the European Union, EU, share a strong strategic partnership, encompassing trade, technology, defense, and people-to-people ties. Analyze the key aspects of India-EU relations based on recent trade figures, defense cooperation, and educational exchanges. What are the major challenges in finalizing the India-EU Free Trade Agreement, FTA, and how can both sides navigate these differences to strengthen bilateral cooperation? Friends, listen carefully because this question has 3 important parts. First, what are the key aspects of India-EU relations? Second, what are the major challenges in finalizing the India-EU Free Trade Agreement, FTA? Third, how can both sides navigate these differences to strengthen bilateral cooperation? So, let's get started and analyze each part with the help of visuals. Part 1. Key aspects of India-EU relations with chart. Let's first look at the major areas of cooperation between India and the EU. 1. Trade and investment. The EU is India's largest trading partner for goods, with a trade volume of $135 billion in 2023-24. Indian exports to the EU are $76 billion, while imports are $59 billion. The EU has also invested $117.4 billion in India since 2000. 2. People-to-people ties. India is a key talent hub for the EU. In 2023-24, 20% of all EU blue cards, work permits for highly skilled professionals, went to Indians. Plus, over 6,000 Indian students have received Erasmus scholarships. However, visa restrictions still remain a challenge. 3. Defense and security. India and the EU are strengthening security ties. In October 2023, they conducted joint naval exercises in the Gulf of Guinea. They also collaborate on cybersecurity and counterterrorism efforts. Now let's move to the next part of the question. Challenges in finalizing the India-EU FTA. Remember the mnemonics TIGER. Let's break it down step by step. T. Tariffs and market access. Disagreements over tariffs on automobiles, dairy, and wine. India wants better access for pharmaceuticals and IT services, but the EU demands lower tariffs on industrial goods. I. Industrial and environmental barriers. EU's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, CBAM, could hurt India's steel and aluminum exports. Strict data protection and digital trade rules from the EU create obstacles for Indian businesses. G. Geopolitical divergence. India's neutral stance on the Russia-Ukraine war conflicts, with the EU's strong opposition to Russia. E. Employment and visa policies. Even though India holds 20% of EU blue cards, visa restrictions still make it difficult for Indian professionals to work in Europe. Our rights and governance issues. The EU raises concerns over internet restrictions, freedom of expression, and human rights in India, which complicates trade negotiations. Friends, we have discussed the challenges in finalizing the India-EU Free Trade Agreement (FTA). Now, let's focus on the solutions. To make it easy to remember, use the mnemonic future, because the India-EU partnership is all about shaping a stronger future. F. Fast Track FTA. Aim to finalize the Free Trade Agreement FTA by 2025 to unlock trade and investment potential. U. Upgrade tech partnerships. Work together on cutting-edge technologies like semiconductors, artificial intelligence, AI, and quantum computing to boost innovation. T. Team up for defense. Strengthen maritime security and Indo-Pacific cooperation to ensure regional stability and strategic alignment. U. Unite on trade and environment. Find common ground on Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, CBAM, sustainability, and economic policies to balance trade interests. R. Relax visa rules. Make visa policies more flexible for skilled professionals, entrepreneurs, and students to enhance mobility. E. Enhance people-to-people ties. Expand cultural and educational exchanges to build deeper, long-term relationships between India and the EU. Friends, if you're enjoying this content and finding it informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the India-EU Free Trade Agreement will be finalized soon? What are your views on strengthening this partnership? Let's discuss. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on such important topics. Now, let's move on to the next question. Next question states, the successful testing of India's indigenous Naval anti-ship missile short-range with man-in-loop capability marks a significant advancement in naval warfare technology. Analyze the strategic advantages of this missile system for the Indian Navy. How does this development contribute to India's defense self-reliance, and what challenges need to be addressed for its full operational deployment? Let us try to answer the question. Strategic advantages of India's indigenous naval is divided into three parts. First is about enhanced naval warfare capabilities. Second is about strengthening India's maritime defense. And last is about contribution to India's defense self-reliance. Let us discuss it one by one. Friends, to easily remember the key features of India's enhanced naval warfare capabilities, use the mnemonic MAPS. Let's break it down step by step. M. Man-in-loop feature. Allows manual real-time targeting updates using live seeker images, ensuring better accuracy during combat. A. Accuracy. Pinpoint targeting. Equipped with an advanced imaging infrared IIR seeker, enabling high-precision strikes on enemy targets. P. Prevention of detection. Sea skimming mode. Uses low-altitude flight over the sea, making it difficult for enemy radars to detect and track. S. Stealth and maneuverability. Features swift electromechanical actuators and jet vane control, which help evade enemy countermeasures with high agility. Friends, now let's discuss how India is strengthening its maritime defense with NASAR, Naval Anti-Ship Missile Short Range. To make it easy to remember, use the mnemonic GOA, just like the coastal state known for its strategic naval presence. G. Guidance, mid-course precision. Uses a gyroscope-based inertial navigation system, INS, to ensure accurate mid-course corrections for precise targeting at long distances. O. Over 50 kilometers range. Has an extended range of 50 plus kilometer, allowing it to strike enemy targets from a safe distance while protecting Indian naval forces. A. Adaptability, multi-platform launch. Designed for air launch capability, deployable from platforms like the Sea King 40 to be helicopter, making it versatile for various missions. Friends, now let's talk about how NASMSR is contributing to India's self-reliance in defense. To make it easy to remember, use the mnemonic India, representing our journey towards Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense technology. I. Indigenous development. designed and developed by DRDO and the Indian Navy, reducing dependence on foreign missile systems. N. Naval Atmanirbhar Bharat Boost strengthens India's defense manufacturing and enhances R&D capabilities in naval weaponry. D. Defense Technological Leap deploys advanced guidance, real-time targeting, and stealth technologies, ensuring India stays ahead in modern warfare. I. Innovation in Missile Systems integrates cutting-edge navigation and warfare systems, making India a leader in precision strike missile technology. A. Advancement in strike capabilities places India among the elite nations with high-tech naval strike missiles, boosting deterrence and maritime strength. Now moving to the last part of the question. Friends, why NUSMISAR is a game-changer for India's naval defense, there are still some challenges in achieving full operational deployment. To make it easy to remember, use the mnemonic OPEN, representing the need to open up solutions for seamless deployment. O. Operational testing and integration. Ongoing trials are required to validate its performance in real combat conditions. Need to optimize integration across helicopters, warships, and drones for maximum effectiveness. P. Protection against electronic warfare. Potential enemy jamming could disrupt missile guidance and reduce accuracy. Requires hardened communication systems to resist electronic interference and cyber threats. E. Expanding production and scalability. Mass production must be scaled up to meet the Indian Navy's operational demands. Private sector collaboration could help in faster and cost-efficient manufacturing. N. Next-level range and strike capabilities. Future upgrades needed to extend range beyond 50 kilometers for better operational flexibility. Research on next-gen hypersonic supersonic variants to enhance speed and strike power. Friends, if you're enjoying this content and finding it informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now moving to the next question. It states, the Income Tax Bill 2025 aims to modernize and simplify India's tax system by introducing the tax year concept and integrating provisions from various tax laws. Analyze the key features of the bill and its potential benefits for taxpayers. What challenges does it present in terms of compliance, digital privacy, and dispute resolution? Suggest measures to ensure a smooth transition and enhance tax governance. Let us understand the first part of the question. Friends, the upcoming Income Tax Bill 2025 aims to simplify and modernize India's tax system. To easily remember its key features and benefits, use the mnemonic TAXer, making taxation simpler and smarter. T. Tax year concept introduced. Shifts from the traditional assessment year to tax year, aligning it with a financial year for better clarity. Provides custom tax year options for new businesses and professionals, making tax filing easier. A. Assets and income expansion. Recognizes virtual digital assets, VDAs, like cryptocurrencies and NFTs as taxable capital assets. Updates tax laws to match the digital economy, ensuring fairness in modern transactions. X. Explained in a simplified draft. Removes complex legal jargon and outdated provisions, making tax rules easier to understand. Introduces streamlined compliance by reducing unnecessary cross-references and legal provisos. S. Streamlined compliance rules. Introduces structured tables for TDS, assessment procedures, dispute resolution, and deductions. Reduces section hopping, making tax compliance simpler and faster. I. Integration of tax laws. Merges wealth tax, inventory valuation, and revenue recognition rules into a unified tax system. Reduces the need for multiple separate legislations, ensuring tax uniformity. R. Removal of redundant exemptions. Eliminates outdated exemptions like Section 54E for pre-1992 asset transfers. Makes tax law more refined and efficient, removing unnecessary complexities. Now moving to the next part of the question. Potential benefits for taxpayers in the Income Tax Bill 2025. To easily remember the key advantages, use the mnemonic SMART, because smart tax laws mean easier compliance and more savings. S. Simpler and clearer tax laws. Uses easy-to-understand language, making tax laws more accessible. Helps taxpayers save money by reducing reliance on consultants for basic compliance. M. More organized tax structure. Introduces a modernized tax framework with structured schedules and tables. Makes tax planning simpler for both businesses and individuals. A. Alignment with digital economy. Recognizes virtual digital assets, VDAs, like crypto and NFTs as taxable capital assets. Updates tax laws to match the evolving financial ecosystem, ensuring fair taxation. R. Rapid compliance and processing. Faster tax processing by streamlining TDS, deductions, and assessments. Quicker refunds and assessments, reducing unnecessary delays for taxpayers. T. Transparent and comprehensive taxation. Merges multiple tax provisions into a single, clear framework, reducing legal confusion. Improves transparency by eliminating overlapping regulations and ensuring a fair system. Let us look at the third part of the question. Challenges in implementation of the Income Tax Bill 2025. Friends, while the Income Tax Bill 2025 brings many improvements, there are also certain challenges in its implementation. To easily remember these, use the mnemonic MILDEW, highlighting the key hurdles that taxpayers and authorities might face. M. Minimal structural reforms. No major simplifications in tax procedures, keeping compliance burdens high. Misses an opportunity for significant tax policy reforms that could have modernized the system further. I. Increased scope for litigation. Vague and undefined terms, example, risk management strategy, can lead to interpretation issues. Higher chances of legal disputes and tax-related lawsuits due to ambiguous provisions. L. Lack of taxpayer relief measures. Limited tax incentives and no major reductions in penalties or compliance costs. Dispute resolution remains slow, causing prolonged tax-related conflicts. D. Digital privacy concerns. Authorities gain expanded search and seizure powers, raising concerns over data privacy. Access to digital accounts may create security risks for taxpayers. U. Uncertainty in transition to tax year. Unclear guidelines on shifting from assessment year to tax year may create confusion for businesses. Companies may require upfront adjustments to align their financial planning and reporting with the new system. Now let us move into the last part and discuss way forward is measures to ensure a smooth transition. Friends, to ensure that the Income Tax Bill 2025 is implemented effectively, certain steps must be taken. Here are 5 key measures that can help create a smooth transition for taxpayers and businesses. 1. Strengthen digital privacy protections. Implement judicial oversight for digital searches to prevent misuse of search and seizure powers. Ensure taxpayer data security by enforcing strict privacy protocols. 2. Improve dispute resolution mechanisms. Introduce mediation and arbitration to resolve tax disputes quickly and fairly. Reduce the litigation burden by offering alternative resolution processes. 3. Clarify key tax definitions. Clearly define ambiguous terms like risk management strategy to prevent misinterpretation. Reduce legal confusion by removing vague language from tax provisions. 4. Introduce compliance relief measures. Reduce documentation requirements to ease compliance for taxpayers. Simplify tax return processes to lower the burden on businesses and individuals. 5. Ensure a smooth transition to the tax year. Issue detailed transition guidelines to help businesses adjust their financial planning. Provide training and awareness programs to ensure a seamless shift from assessment year to tax year. Friends, take a moment to pause the video, grab a pen and paper, and draw the charts by hand. This will help you visualize and understand the concepts better. Go through the video as many times as needed until you fully grasp the explanations. With just 160 days left for your preparation, Now is the time to gear up and stay focused. Stay with us on this journey. This channel is dedicated to making your learning process easier and more effective. If you need a hard copy of the notes, feel free to contact us. Our team is committed to providing you with the best study materials to help you succeed. Watch the videos, take notes, and revise consistently. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay connected for more valuable content. Together, we'll make your preparation journey smooth and successful. Now let us move to the next question. It states, quantum technology is emerging as a strategic necessity in modern defense systems. Analyze the role of quantum computing in national security, particularly in cybersecurity, intelligence, and military applications. What challenges does India face in developing quantum capabilities? And how can the National Quantum Mission enhance India's self-reliance in this critical domain? Now let us answer the first part of the question. Impact of quantum computing on national security, cybersecurity, and cryptography. Friends, quantum computing is set to revolutionize technology, but it also poses significant challenges to national security. To easily remember its impact on cybersecurity and cryptography, use the mnemonic TPQ, because understanding these threats is crucial for our digital future. T. Threat to current encryption. Traditional encryption methods like RSA, reverse chimeradelman, and ECC, elliptic curve cryptography, are vulnerable to quantum attacks. Quantum computers can break current encryption standards, posing a tremendous risk to national security, military communications, and sensitive data. P. Post-quantum cryptography, PQC. Governments and tech industries are developing quantum-resistant encryption algorithms to safeguard digital assets. PQC ensures cybersecurity readiness for a future where quantum attacks become a real possibility. Q. Quantum key distribution, QKD, uses quantum principles to create unbreakable cryptographic keys. QKD enables ultra-secure data transmission, preventing cyber espionage and digital breaches. Moving ahead, let us discuss impact of quantum computing on intelligence and surveillance. Friends, quantum computing is set to revolutionize intelligence and surveillance capabilities. To easily remember its impact, use the mnemonic SPA, because just like a security perimeter, it strengthens national defense. S. Signals intelligence. SIGINT, boost. Superfast real-time data analysis enhances intelligence gathering capabilities. Sharper surveillance tools improve national security by decoding encrypted signals faster. P. Pattern recognition for threat detection. Predictive intelligence uses advanced pattern recognition to detect threats before they occur. Enables proactive counterintelligence against cyber attacks, terrorism, and physical security threats. A. Accelerated decryption and analysis. Quantum computing breaks encrypted communications faster, making secret intelligence more accessible. Provides unmatched computational speed for decoding complex security threats and analyzing massive data sets. Moving next. Friends, quantum computing is not just transforming cybersecurity and intelligence, it's also set to revolutionize military operations. Let's explore its impact on defense strategies and capabilities. 1. Quantum navigation systems, GPS-independent precision. Traditional GPS signals can be jammed or disrupted, affecting military navigation. Quantum navigation systems provide highly accurate location tracking, ensuring precision guidance without relying on GPS. This enhances submarine, aircraft, and missile navigation in high-risk environments. 2. Quantum radar, detecting stealth aircraft and submarines. Conventional radars struggle to detect stealth aircraft and submarines, making it hard to track adversaries. Quantum radar can detect ultra-low visibility objects by leveraging quantum entanglement, improving defense capabilities. It significantly boosts early warning systems, making surprise attacks less effective. 3. AI-driven quantum algorithms, battlefield optimization. Quantum-powered AI enhances battlefield decision-making by processing vast amounts of data instantly. Helps in strategic resource allocation, logistics management, and threat anticipation during military operations. Enables faster and smarter decision-making, giving armed forces a tactical edge. Moving next, let's talk about economic and infrastructure security, the role of quantum computing. Friends, quantum computing isn't just about cybersecurity and military power. It also plays a vital role in protecting a nation's economy and critical infrastructure. Let's break it down. 2. Quantum security for financial markets and critical infrastructure. Banks, stock markets, and financial transactions are vulnerable to cyber attacks and fraud. Quantum encryption can secure financial transactions and prevent cyber threats, ensuring the stability of global markets. Energy grids, water supply systems, and government networks are also at risk of hacking. Quantum cybersecurity measures can shield these essential services from cyber warfare and digital espionage. 3. Quantum simulations for supply chains and infrastructure resilience. Quantum simulations help optimize logistics and supply chains in defense and critical industries. Predicts and mitigates risks in infrastructure management, making national resources more resilient against disruptions. Strengthens defense supply chains, ensuring that military operations run smoothly even in crisis situations. Moving next, let's talk about challenges India faces in developing quantum capabilities. Friends, while quantum computing presents immense opportunities for national security, intelligence, and economic resilience, India faces several challenges in developing its own quantum capabilities. Let's explore these hurdles using the mnemonic HECG. H. High error rates and scalability issues. Quantum computers are extremely sensitive. They suffer from high decoherence and noise, leading to errors in calculations. The challenge is to build fault-tolerant, large-scale quantum systems that can perform reliably for real-world applications. Expensive infrastructure and research needs. Quantum computing requires highly specialized infrastructure, including cryogenic cooling and ultra-precise control systems, which are costly. India lacks indigenous quantum hardware fabrication, making it dependent on foreign technology for critical components. Cybersecurity risks. The threat of quantum decryption means that India must transition to post-quantum cryptography, PQC, before quantum-powered cyber attacks emerge. Military, intelligence, and national security data must be safeguarded against potential future quantum decryption threats. Geopolitical competition and technology restrictions. Global leaders like the US, China, and the EU dominate quantum research, making access to cutting-edge quantum technologies limited. India's goal must be to develop self-reliant quantum innovations, reducing dependence on foreign nations for critical tech. Now moving to the last part of the question, how the National Quantum Mission enhances India's self-reliance. Friends, despite the challenges in quantum development, India is taking a major step forward with the National Quantum Mission. To remember its key focus areas, use the mnemonic Q-SHIPS because India is setting sail towards self-reliance in quantum technology. Q. Quantum cryptography and security. Quick adoption of post-quantum cryptography, PQC, to protect sensitive data from future quantum threats. Quantum key distribution, QKD, enables high-security communications, safeguarding military and intelligence networks. S. Skilled workforce development. Strengthening quantum education and training programs to develop a skilled talent pool. Encouraging academia, startups, and defense research to drive quantum innovation. H. Hardware and infrastructure boost. Huge investments in quantum chip fabrication, superconducting circuits, and qubits to build India's quantum hardware ecosystem. Supporting startups and private firms to drive homegrown quantum research and manufacturing. Increased R&D investments. The Indian government has allocated 6,003 crore rupees under the National Quantum Mission 2023 to accelerate quantum advancements. Investments focus on quantum computing, communication, and cryptography to position India as a quantum leader. P. Partnerships and strategic collaborations. Partnering with global leaders like the US, EU, and Japan to advance quantum research. Engaging in tech-sharing agreements while ensuring India's national security interests remain protected. S. Self-reliance in quantum tech. Building an indigenous quantum ecosystem to reduce dependence on foreign technology. Encouraging homegrown innovations that align with the Atmanirbhar Bharat vision for technological independence. Friends, I hope you have understood the question and its key aspects clearly. Quantum computing is shaping the future of national security, intelligence, and self-reliance, and India is making great strides in this field. Now, let's move on to the next important question and break it down step by step. Stay tuned and let's dive right in. Next question states, India has been striving for self-reliance in defense production through initiatives like Atmanirbhar Bharat. Analyze the challenges faced by defense PSUs like Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and Defense Research and Development Organization in meeting the operational requirements of the Indian Armed Forces. How can these challenges be addressed? Let us discuss the first part of the question, challenges faced by defense PSUs. Friends, while India's defense public sector undertakings, DPSUs, play a crucial role in strengthening our armed forces, they also face several challenges that hinder their efficiency. To easily remember these issues, use the mnemonic D-drill, because streamlining these aspects is key to making India's defense sector sharper and more effective. D. Delays in project execution. Long project timelines reduce operational readiness and delay critical defense assets. Example, Tejas LCA Mk1 delays impacted the Indian Air Force's squadron strength, forcing reliance on older aircraft. D. Dependence on foreign technology. Reliance on imported critical components slows indigenous production. Example, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited LCA Mark 1 Alpha project faced setbacks due to delays in the supply of GE engines from the US. R. Resource constraints. Limited R&D funding, workforce shortages, and slow innovation restrict technological advancements. Example, DRDO's ballistic missile defense system was delayed due to budget constraints. I. Inefficiency and lack of accountability. Minimal consequences for project delays and failures, leading to inefficient workflows. Example, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited production delays forced the Indian Air Force to extend MiG-21 fighter service despite safety concerns. L. Limited export capabilities. Despite producing high-quality defense equipment, DPSUs struggle to compete globally. Example, India's Tejas fighter jet faces tough competition from Pakistan's JF-17 in international markets. L. Logistics and bureaucratic red tape. Complex approval processes and slow decision-making delay critical defense projects. Example, key defense procurements take years despite the push for Make in India initiatives. Moving to the next part. Now, let's focus on the solutions. To ensure efficiency, innovation, and self-reliance, India must implement key reforms easily remembered using the mnemonic 8FAST. A. Audits and accountability mechanisms. Annual performance audits to track inefficiencies and improve execution. Strict deadlines and penalties for project delays to boost efficiency. Example, auditing Tejas LCA timelines can help speed up production and avoid unnecessary delays. I. Increased private sector participation and PPP. Encourage private firms to collaborate with DPSUs under the strategic partnership model. Example, private-built submarines and fighter jets could boost indigenous production and innovation. T. Technology transfer and foreign collaborations. Expand global partnerships to acquire advanced defense technologies. Example, the BrahMos missile India-Russia collaboration is a successful model for future defense innovation. F. Fast-track procurement and approval processes. Fast-track procurement, FTP, mechanisms to expedite critical defense acquisitions. Example, accelerated approval for next-gen drones and weapon systems to keep pace with global military advancements. A. Advanced export capabilities and defense diplomacy. India aims for 50,000 crore rupees in defense exports by 2029, expanding its presence in global markets. Aggressive military trade agreements to position India as a leading arms exporter. S. Skill development and workforce expansion. Establish defense tech research centers in IITs and NITs to nurture a skilled workforce. Specialized training programs to strengthen organizations like Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and DRDO. T. Targeted R&D investment and infrastructure. Increase tactical budget allocations for R&D in DRDO and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to drive defense innovation. Example, financial year 2025 to 26 budget saw a 12.41% boost in defense R&D funding, ensuring continued technological advancements. Friends, achieving true self-reliance in defense is not just a goal, it's a necessity for India's national security and global standing. To make this vision a reality, India must empower its defense PSUs like Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, DRDO, and other key players through strategic reforms. Here's a quick recap of the key steps needed. 1. Ensuring accountability through strict audits and deadlines to improve efficiency and project execution. 2. Encouraging private sector collaboration to enhance innovation, speed, and cost-effectiveness. 3. Expanding R&D funding and technology transfer agreements to boost indigenous defense manufacturing. 4. Streamlining procurement processes to cut bureaucratic delays and accelerate weapons development. 5. Promoting defense exports and global partnerships to position India as a leading arms exporter and reduce foreign dependency. Now let's move to the next question, which states the weaponization of tariffs and trade barriers by the Trump administration presents new challenges for India's trade policy. Evaluate the impact of such protectionist policies on India's trade interests and suggest measures to safeguard its economic engagement with the United States. Friends, all these questions have been carefully selected from newspapers, magazines, and editorial analyses to provide you with the most relevant insights for your preparation. These are highly important topics that demand your attention. Go through them as many times as you can. Don't just watch passively. Engage, take notes, and analyze deliberately to strengthen your understanding. Now, let's move on to the answers part of this question. Stay with us as we break it down step by step. First, we will talk about challenges posed by US protectionist trade policies. Friends, the US's protectionist trade policies pose significant challenges to India's economy and trade relations. To easily remember these issues, use the mnemonic TIP-WMD, because these policies can act like a weapon disrupting global trade. T. Trade uncertainty and loss of market access. Unpredictable US trade policies make long-term negotiations difficult. Example, the 2019 withdrawal of India's Generalized System of Preferences (GSP) affected exports in textiles and gems. I. Increased tariffs on key Indian exports. Higher tariffs on Indian goods reduce their competitiveness in US markets. Example, US tariffs on Indian steel and aluminum led to retaliatory tariffs on American imports. P. Pressure on India's energy security. US sanctions on Iran and Venezuela disrupted India's crude oil imports, leading to higher energy costs. Example, halting Iranian oil imports, 2019, affected India's energy diversification strategy. W. Weakening of India's manufacturing sector. Unstable trade policies and barriers reduce foreign investments in India. Example, decline in US investment in India's renewable energy sector after the US withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement. M. Migration and IT industry impact. Stricter H-1B visa rules have limited job opportunities for Indian professionals in the US. Example, The rise of AI and automation is threatening India's coding and outsourcing industry. D. Disruption in global supply chains. US-China trade tensions create demand fluctuations, impacting global trade. Example: lower US tariffs on Chinese goods make Indian exports less competitive. Moving next, let us discuss impact of US protectionist policies on India's trade and economy. Friends, we just discussed how US protectionist policies create challenges for India's economy under the TIP-WMD framework. Now, let's analyze the direct impact of these policies on India's trade and economic landscape using the mnemonic DHRS. D. Decline in export revenues. Loss of preferential trade benefits and tariff hikes reduced India's export earnings. Example: the removal of India's GSP status in 2019 cost India $241 million in lost exports, particularly in textiles, leather, and jewelry. H. Higher costs for US imports. Increased tariffs on critical imports like pharmaceutical raw materials, auto parts, and industrial machinery raise production costs. This hurts domestic industries that rely on US imports for essential components. R. Reduced competitiveness of Indian goods. Restrictions on global investments discourage FDI in India's manufacturing and tech sectors. Shifts in US trade policy reduce India's competitive advantages, making it harder to expand in global markets. S. Strategic shifts in global trade alliances. India is diversifying trade partnerships to reduce reliance on the US market. Example: strengthening FTAs, free trade agreements, with the UK, EU, and Australia to build economic resilience and secure alternative markets. Friends, after understanding the challenges and economic impacts of US protectionist policies, it's time to explore solutions. To protect and strengthen India's economic ties with the US, we can use the mnemonic STABLE, because stability is key to sustainable trade relations. S. Strengthen trade agreements. Secure comprehensive trade deals to restore GSP benefits and reduce tariffs on key exports. Example: negotiating mini trade deals in 2020, particularly in pharmaceuticals and textiles, to rebuild trade momentum. T. Tech collaboration and emerging industries. Focus on AI, semiconductors, and next-gen technologies to strengthen US-India tech ties. Example: Micron's investment in Gujarat for semiconductor chip manufacturing is a step toward deeper collaboration. A. Attract US investment in defense and infrastructure. Position India as a key destination for US firms in defense, infrastructure, and advanced manufacturing. Example: the India-US Defense Technology and Trade Initiative (DTTI) fosters joint defense production and R&D. B. Boost domestic manufacturing. Strengthen Make in India and the Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) schemes to drive self-reliance. Example: PLI incentives have attracted major global players like Apple and Samsung to expand manufacturing in India. L. Leverage energy cooperation and H-1B visas. Secure long-term LNG, liquefied natural gas, agreements to stabilize crude oil costs and reduce supply risks. Lobby for H-1B visa relaxations to protect Indian professionals and IT exports. E. Expand export markets and trade partners. Strengthen trade with the EU, ASEAN, Japan, and Africa to reduce dependence on the US market. Example: India's existing FTAs with the UK and EU help diversify trade and balance economic risks. Friends, navigating the challenges of US protectionist trade policies requires a well-planned strategy. To safeguard its economic interests and maintain a strong global position, India must take proactive steps. Here's a quick recap of the key measures India must adopt. 1. Negotiate balanced trade agreements to restore tariff benefits and ensure fair market access for Indian exports. 2. Diversify trade partnerships by strengthening economic ties with Europe, ASEAN, Japan, and other global markets. 3. strengthen domestic industries through initiatives like Make in India and Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) schemes to boost self-reliance. 4. Invest in technology collaborations in AI, semiconductors, and renewable energy to stay competitive in the emerging global economy. 5. Secure better visa policies to protect Indian professionals and IT workers in the US, ensuring continued global workforce engagement. Moving to the next question, which states, the political instability in Myanmar has had significant spillover effects on northeast India, particularly in Manipur and Mizoram. Discuss the security, demographic, and economic implications of the Myanmar refugee influx in India's northeastern states. Let's discuss the first part of the question, that is about security implications. Friends, the security challenges arising from cross-border movements and regional instability are serious concerns for India. To easily remember these issues, use the mnemonic IDEB, because security threats must be identified, defended, eliminated, and balanced. I. Insurgency and militancy. The influx of refugees provides cover for Myanmar-based insurgent groups, raising security concerns. Example, in November 2023, an arms network linked to Myanmar insurgents was busted in Manipur, highlighting cross-border militant activities. D. Drug and arms trafficking. The Golden Triangle, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, is a major source of illegal heroin and arms smuggling into India. Data: heroin seizures in Manipur surged by 400% in 2024, reflecting increased trafficking activities. E. Ethnic conflicts and internal tensions. The influx of refugees and illegal migration is worsening existing ethnic conflicts. Example, in May 2023, Meitei Kuki clashes in Manipur over land rights escalated, deepening social unrest. B. Border management challenges. Rising security threats have forced India to tighten border controls and surveillance. Example, in 2024, the Free Movement Regime (FMR) was restricted to curb unlawful cross-border activities. Now, moving to the next part, which is about demographic implications. Friends, beyond security concerns, large-scale migration also has demographic consequences impacting local populations and resources. To easily remember these effects, use the mnemonic OSR, because overpopulation, statelessness, and rising tensions are key challenges. O. Overpopulation and resource strain. Overcrowding puts immense pressure on Mizoram's housing, healthcare, and food supply. Example, by December 2024, over 35,000 refugees settled in Mizoram, worsening congestion, especially in Aswal. S. Statelessness and identity issues. Many refugees lack official documentation, making legal identity verification difficult. Without recognition, they rely on local community support for survival, straining welfare systems. R. Rising social tensions. Competition for jobs and land leads to friction between locals and refugees. Example, Mizoram locals fear increased competition in employment and land ownership, leading to social unrest. Moving ahead, let's talk about economic implications. Friends, large-scale migration and regional instability don't just affect security and demographics, they also have major economic consequences. To easily remember these impacts, use the mnemonic STEED, because a stable, developed, inclusive, and integrated economy is crucial for growth. S. Strain on resources. Healthcare, education, and welfare systems are overwhelmed due to increased demand. Government funds shift from development to refugee aid, affecting long-term progress. D. Decline in border trade. Disruptions in trade with Myanmar negatively impact local businesses. Example, More hai, ek hi border trade hub, so declining trade activity, leading to shop closures. I. Informal labor market growth. Refugees take up low-wage jobs, increasing competition in the labor market. Local workers face job insecurity, especially in sectors with daily wage employment. Inflation and higher costs. Rising demand for housing, food, and essentials pushes up prices. Example: Mizoram's cost of living surged by 15%, making basic goods less affordable. Delay in infrastructure projects. Political and social instability affects major development projects. Example: the India-Myanmar-Thailand highway project faced delays due to border tensions. Friends, addressing the Myanmar refugee crisis requires a balanced approach that prioritizes security, economic stability, and humanitarian concerns. Here are 5 key measures India must take to effectively manage the situation. 1. Border security and management. Implement biometric registration for refugees to track movements and prevent security risks. Example: Bangladesh Rohingya refugee database ensures better monitoring and aid distribution. 2. Humanitarian aid and collaboration. Work with international organizations like UNHCR and ASEAN to manage refugee inflows. Example: setting up organized relief camps with basic facilities to ensure humanitarian support. 3. Reviving economic opportunities. Restart border trade with Myanmar while maintaining strong security measures. Example: reopening Mora market, a crucial hub for India-Myanmar trade, can boost local businesses. 4. Diplomatic engagement. Engage ASEAN and global partners to push for Myanmar's democratic transition and regional stability. Diplomacy is key to reducing long-term refugee inflows and restoring economic ties. 5. Community integration and skills development. Provide vocational training programs to help refugees gain employment and reduce social tensions. Example: expanding handicraft training programs for refugees and locals to promote self-reliance. Moving to the next question, which states: the recent USAID funding cuts pose significant challenges to India's health, environmental, and technological sectors. Analyze the impact of these funding cuts on India's public health and development initiatives. How can India mitigate these challenges through alternative funding sources and strategic policy measures? Discuss the broader geopolitical implications of this development. Friends, recent USAID funding cuts are set to impact India's public health, environmental initiatives, and technological development. This decision raises concerns about how India will compensate for the loss of financial aid and sustain key projects. Since 2001, the US has provided $2.8 billion in aid to India, supporting disease control, climate action, and digital infrastructure. The US Supreme Court ruling in March 2025 upheld these funding cuts, creating uncertainty for India's development programs. Critical sectors like health, renewable energy, and innovation may face slowdowns unless alternative funding sources are secured. Let's talk about impact of USAID funding cuts on India's public health. Friends, USAID funding has played a crucial role in India's healthcare system, supporting disease control, maternal health, and pandemic preparedness. However, with these cuts, serious challenges may arise. To easily remember these impacts, use the mnemonic DMC, because disease, maternal health, and COVID-19 preparedness are at risk. D. Disease control disruption. Reduced funding weakens efforts against diseases like HIV/AIDS and TB. Data: a $12.13 million loss for HIV/AIDS programs in 2023 may lead to higher infection rates and limited treatment access. M. Maternal and child health risks. Severe cuts, $180 million, in healthcare funding may result in higher infant mortality rates. Weakened medical support for pregnant women and newborns could strain public health systems. C. COVID-19 and pandemic preparedness. Cuts of $120 million impact vaccine infrastructure and emergency response capabilities. This compromises India's preparedness for future pandemics, making it harder to contain outbreaks. Moving next, let's talk about environmental and climate action challenges due to USAID funding cuts. Friends, USAID funding has been instrumental in India's environmental sustainability and climate action initiatives. With these funding cuts, India faces new challenges in clean energy, water security, and waste management. To easily recall these, use the mnemonic CWW, because climate, water, and waste are crucial for a sustainable future. C. Clean energy and air pollution setbacks. Cuts of $17.12 million threaten clean energy initiatives and pollution control programs. Climate resilience efforts may slow down, increasing air pollution risks in major cities. W. Water security challenges. Weakened funding affects water conservation and sustainability projects, making water management harder. Risk. Increased urban water wastage due to lack of resources for efficiency programs. W. Waste management threats. Delays in waste treatment and urban planning projects could disrupt city sanitation efforts. Long-term impact. Sustainable waste disposal systems may struggle without alternative funding sources. Moving next, let's talk about environmental and climate action challenges due to USAID funding cuts. Friends, USAID funding has played a key role in India's climate action and environmental sustainability efforts. However, with these funding cuts, critical initiatives face setbacks. Let's break down the key challenges. Clean energy and pollution control. Loss of $17.12 million impacts climate resilience programs, clean energy initiatives, and air water quality projects. Risk. Delayed progress in renewable energy adoption, pollution control, and emission reduction goals. Water security and waste management. Funding cuts weaken efforts in water conservation and urban sustainability projects. Challenges. Limited resources for waste management, sewage treatment, and sustainable water use in major cities. Friends, beyond economic and environmental concerns, USAID funding cuts also have major geopolitical implications. These cuts could shift regional power dynamics and impact India's global standing. Let's analyze the two key challenges. China's growing influence in South Asia. With reduced US aid, China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) could expand further in India's neighborhood, strengthening China's economic and strategic hold in South Asia. Risk. Countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka may lean more toward Chinese funding, affecting India's regional influence. Uncertainty in India-US relations. Aid reductions weaken development cooperation, raising concerns about the long-term stability of US-India relations. Impact. This could affect future trade negotiations, strategic partnerships, and diplomatic engagements between the two nations. Moving next, let's talk about way forward to mitigate USAID funding cuts. Friends, while USAID funding cuts pose challenges, India can take proactive steps to mitigate their impact. To easily remember the key strategies, use the mnemonic typed, because diversification, investment, partnerships, and engagement are crucial for economic resilience. D. Diversify funding sources. Strengthen financial partnerships with countries like Japan, the European Union, Germany, and global institutions like the World Bank and G20. Reduce dependence on US aid by tapping into alternative international funding streams. I. Increase domestic investment. Boost government spending on public health, education, and infrastructure to fill funding gaps. Implement key national programs such as Ayushman Bharat, healthcare, and renewable energy initiatives to drive self-reliance. P. Public-private partnerships, PPPs. Encourage corporate social responsibility, CSR, investments in healthcare, clean energy, and technology sectors. Example, partnerships with organizations like Gates Foundation, Tata Trusts, and Indian startups for sustainable development projects. E. Enhance indigenous technology and R&D. Promote research and development in healthcare, telecom, and clean energy to boost local innovation. Expand the Make in India initiative to reduce dependence on foreign technology and funding. D. Diplomatic engagement for aid restoration. strengthen diplomatic ties with US policymakers to negotiate exemptions or alternate funding programs, engage directly with US trade and aid officials to revive critical funding initiatives that align with mutual interests. Let us conclude the topic. Friends, while the USAID funding cut presents significant challenges to India's healthcare, environmental, and technology sectors, it also provides an opportunity to strengthen self-reliance. To effectively mitigate these impacts, India must take a strategic approach. Here's a quick recap of the key solutions. 1. Expand international partnerships by collaborating with Japan, the European Union, Germany, and global institutions like the World Bank and G20. 2. Boost domestic investment in public health, infrastructure, and sustainability programs to reduce foreign aid dependency. 3. Strengthen public-private collaborations by encouraging CSR investments and partnerships with organizations like Gates Foundation and Tata Trusts. 4. Promote indigenous innovation and self-reliance by expanding Make in India initiatives and R&D in healthcare, clean energy, and digital technology. Now friends, moving on to last question of this part, which states, the recent agreement between India and Russia for upgrading T-72 tank engines marks a significant step in enhancing India's armored capabilities. Analyze the strategic and operational benefits of this upgrade for the Indian Army. What challenges does India face in modernizing its T-72 fleet? And how can the country leverage indigenization efforts to achieve self-reliance in armored vehicle production? Let us answer the first part of the question. Strategic and operational benefits of the T-72 upgrade. Friends, the upgrade of India's T-72 tanks is a game-changer for our armored forces. To easily remember the key benefits, use the mnemonic MCCSP, because mobility, cost, combat, strength, and self-reliance define the success of this modernization effort. M. Mobility and performance enhancement. More powerful 1000 HP engine increases speed and maneuverability. Optimized power-to-weight ratio ensures smooth movement across challenging terrains. C. Cost-effective modernization. Upgrading 1,800 T-72 tanks is cheaper than procuring new tanks. This extends the service life of existing tanks, saving defense resources. C. Combat readiness across frontiers. Enhanced for high-altitude warfare, making it effective along northern and western borders. Counters China's and Pakistan's modern armored advancements, maintaining strategic parity. S. Strengthened defensive capabilities. Equipped with ERA, explosive reactive armor, GPS, and advanced fire control systems. Night fighting capabilities and real-time situational awareness improve battlefield effectiveness. P. Promoting self-reliance and indigenization. Pushes for technology transfer and local manufacturing, reducing reliance on foreign suppliers. Aligns with the Make in India initiative, strengthening India's defense ecosystem. Moving ahead, let us discuss challenges in modernizing the T-72 fleet. Friends, while the T-72 upgrade brings significant advantages, modernizing such a large fleet comes with its own set of challenges. To easily remember these, use the mnemonic DDBO, because dependence, delays, budget, and outdated armor are key obstacles in this process. D. Dependence on Russian technology. Disruptions in Russian supply chains affect the availability of spare parts and components. India lacks fully indigenous alternatives for critical T-72 systems, making sourcing difficult. D. Delays in indigenous programs. Slow progress in India's Arjun MBT, main battle tank, and Future Ready Combat Vehicle FRCV programs delays self-reliance. As a result, India must rely on upgrading older T-72s while awaiting the development of new indigenous tanks. B. Budget constraints. Balancing T-72 and T-90 modernization costs with new tank acquisitions is a financial challenge. Budget-intensive modernization limits large-scale overhauls, forcing selective upgrades. O. Outdated armor vulnerability. Older T-72 armor is vulnerable to modern anti-tank weapons, increasing battlefield risks. Additional protection systems, like ERA armor, are needed to enhance survivability against advanced threats. Moving next, let's talk about leveraging indigenization for self-reliance. Friends, to overcome modernization challenges and reduce dependence on foreign technology, India must focus on self-reliance in tank production. To easily remember the key steps, use the mnemonic BSA, because boosting, strengthening, and accelerating are the pillars of indigenization. B. Boosting tank engine manufacturing. Develop indigenous tank engines to reduce reliance on Russian supply chains. Expand local maintenance and repair infrastructure for efficient servicing of armored fleets. S. Strengthening public-private partnerships. Enhance collaboration between DRDO, HAL, and private defense firms for next-gen tank systems. Encourage AI-driven fire control systems and advanced sensor technologies for improved battlefield performance. A. Accelerating next-gen tank development. Prioritize the Future Ready Combat Vehicle (FRCV) program to replace aging T-72s with indigenous alternatives. Integrate AI and unmanned ground vehicles (UGVs) for future-ready armored warfare and autonomous combat operations. Friends, today we explored the strategic benefits, challenges, and the path to self-reliance in modernizing India's T-72 tank fleet. While the upgrades enhance combat readiness, long-term success depends on forward-looking strategies. Here's the key takeaway. 1. Develop indigenous tank manufacturing to reduce reliance on Russian components and build a self-sufficient defense ecosystem. 2. Fast-track next-gen tank programs, FRCV, to phase out aging platforms and ensure India stays ahead in armored warfare. 3. Strengthen public-private partnerships to accelerate R&D in advanced armored vehicle technologies, including AI-driven combat systems. Friends, with this, we conclude the current affairs discussion up to 11th March. I hope this session helped you understand key topics in depth. Now, here's a simple but powerful tip to revise effectively. First, watch the entire video to get a clear understanding of the topics. The second time, pause the video at the question part and try writing the answer in your notebook. Resume the video and cross-check your answer. This will help you identify mistakes and improve your recall. Dosto, whether you're preparing online or offline, the key is to stay consistent and revise as much as possible. If you need a hard copy of the notes, feel free to contact us. Our team is dedicated to providing you with the best resources for your exam preparation. See you in the next session. Till then, keep revising, keep practicing. And yes, like, share, and subscribe if you found this session useful. Jai Hind.